Today we are going to discuss about PID controllers. PID controllers. So these are found in a wide range of applications for industrial process control. Approximately 95% of the closed loop operations of industrial automation sector uses this PID controllers. So PID, it stands for proportional, integral and derivative. So the name PID. These three controllers are combined in such a way that it produces a control signal. As a feedback control, it delivers the control output at desired levels. So before microprocessors were invented, PID control was implemented by analog electronic components. But today, all PID controllers are processed by the microprocessors. PLC, that is programmable logic controllers, also have inbuilt PID controller instructions nowadays, right? So due to the flexibility and reliability of these PID controllers, these are traditionally used in process control application. So next we are going to study about the working of PID controller. So with the use of low cost simple on-off controller, so we can have only two control states, right? That is switching on or switching off. So it is used for limited control applications, right? So these two control states are enough for control objective. But if it is oscillating in nature, right? So oscillating nature of this control limit its usage, and hence it will be replaced by PID controllers. If you are having oscillating nature, then for controlling purpose we started replacing them by PID controllers. So PID controllers maintains the output such that there is zero error between process variable and the desired variable. Right? What is this process variable and what is this desired variable? Desired means what is our desired output, expected output. Process means current variable. Okay, so it maintains output such that zero error between current variable and the desired variable by closed loop operation. So PID uses three basic control behaviors, that is P controller, I controller and D controller. So first we are going to discuss about P controller. We are having set point, process variable. This is a feedback line. Process variable means current variable. Then the error signal, that is a difference between set point, that is desired value, and the current value. The difference between these two will get an error. This is constant. Then this is the controller output. So P controller gives output which is proportional to the current error E of t. It compares desired or set point with actual value. The resulting error is multiplied with the proportional constant Kc to get the output. If the error value is 0, then this controller output will be 0. Okay. So let us have an example. Imagine you are driving a car and you are having a straight road and you need to maintain 30 miles per hour. So you alternately depress and release the accelerator pedal according to the speed of the speedometer, right? You need to maintain 30 miles per hour. Accordingly, what we will do, we will depress and release the accelerator pedal by seeing to the speedometer, right? So you form part of feedback loop and you are using proportional control to maintain that desired speed, right? So this is P controller. So next we are going to discuss about PI controller, right? That is I controller where even P will also exist, right? So due to limitation of P controller, where there always exists an offset between process variable and set variable. Due to the limitation of P controller, where there always exists an offset. Offset means the distance by which something is out of line, right? That is offset, that is between process variable, current variable, and the desired variable, that is set point, right? So let us have an example for this. So you are driving a car and you are having a downstream, right? So you are maintaining pedal in order to get 30 miles per hour, right? So you are going downstream means automatically your speed will go above your desired value, right? So to maintain that, we are using I controller, right? So I controller is needed and it provides necessary action to eliminate the steady state error. It integrates the error over a period of time until error value reaches to 0. So this integral controller, it holds the value to final control device at which error becomes 0. So integral control decreases its output when negative error takes place. So it limits the speed of response and affects the stability of the system. Speed of response is increased by decreasing integral gain Ki. So this part. So next we are going to discuss about D controller. So what is this D controller? So this I controller does not have capability to predict the future behavior of error. So it reacts normally once the set point is changed. So D controller overcome this problem by anticipating future behavior of the error. So its output depends on the rate of change of error with respect to time multiplied by derivative constant. So it gives the kickstart for the output, thereby increasing the system response. See, here it outputs depends on rate of change of error with respect to time multiplied by derivative constant, and it is predicting the future behavior of the error. Let us have an example. If you are going in a hilly area, that is upstream, so when you are going upstream, the speed obviously drops off, right? So we need to accelerate quickly to contract with sudden drop in speed. Yes or no? So the faster the speed decreases, or the faster the speed is dropping, so more and more accelerate you need to apply. So this is nothing but derivative controller. So when car is moving downstream, right, so the speed suddenly drops off. Yes or no? So you need to accelerate more and more. So we are applying derivative controller there. So if you have large difference in target and the actual speed, we use proportional control to apply a correction. If you have sudden change, then we'll use derivative controller, right? So the response of D controller is more compared to PI controller, and also settling time of output is decreased. It improves the stability of the system by compensating phase lag caused by I controller. So increasing the derivative gain increases the speed of response. So finally we observed that by combining these three controllers we get desired response of the system.